Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 137. It's 37, so I'm feeling like it's lucky. Well, I say that. It wasn't really lucky for Pedro Costa at Le Mans, but
he's not
we'll
37 anyway.
No, he's not. He's also, hilariously, got a horrific record at Le Mans. He just crashes there every time.
Hilarious.
Yeah, honestly, it's tragic. But yes, hello. As you can tell, I'm back with Cameron and Lauren. Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, I'm chill.
Good.
Yeah, the only time Pedro Costa's finished a race at Le Mans was in his rookie Moto3 season.
And how'd he do?
8th.
Hates the place.
Interesting.
And then he's crashed out every single one since. Out of 6th as well, may I add.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, but he was doing all right. His pace was good. He just kind of...
Yeah, he even said he
just
had
got-
pace to win.
He did. I don't know. I mean, sure. We'll believe him. We can't...
Yeah,
you know,
ifs and
we can't
buts,
say
you know.
otherwise. Yeah, but...
Well,
he's doing
once
all right.
again, we've had a very good MotoGP race.
We have.
It's been exceptional this year.
I think this race in particular has really sort of solidified the 3 actual title contenders.
Yeah,
do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so as well. Well, you look at the standings. Well, actually, no, there are 4 because, and hilariously, they're the top 4 in the race just gone because you've got Martin obviously leading the championship with a 129, Pecco second with 91, and then Marcus third, Bastianini fourth with 89 points apiece. Bastianini is fighting for a seat.
He
needs
is.
to beat the guys ahead of him.
To be fair, he got potentially a bit unlucky
Yeah.
this weekend because he was fast. He just kind of had that, not great moment with the leash.
Yeah,
Just
but
getting a long
in the
lap.
same way, you make your own luck because Marcus
You do.
started both races from 13th and finished second both times.
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's kind of like Acosta saying that he had the pace to win. And
Yeah.
they could also have said that, but ultimately,
I think you did actually.
yeah. Oh well, there you go. Wasn't in the running because of the way that they acted throughout the race. I guess if you're gonna
Yeah.
really distill it down.
Well, Aleix got absolutely bullied that race. Did you see the Frankie Morbidelli thing at last corner?
I didn't see the last corner. I
I've
saw the
heard about
aftermath.
this, yeah.
So, because them two are always coming to blows. Obviously, Aleix punched him last year, as you remember, on track. And so Frankie basically made a move in the last corner, pushed Aleix off track, and took his place from him to finish in... Huh? Where's Frankie? I'm looking at this time. That's championship. Don't worry.
Oh.
I was like, where's Frankie? He's way down the order. That wasn't right. Yeah, so he finished 7th overall. Aleix, where did Aleix finish?
Did he?
9th.
Oh,
He actually
okay.
docked. So Frankie actually caused Aleix to lose 2
Fair.
places.
Do you know what? Fair.
Okay.
If it's one place, you're sort of going, well, that's unlucky. But if he ended up 9th, that's a wee bit.
Well, did you see what Frankie said to the race?
Yeah, but
He
go
said, I attempted an overtake in the last corner that Aleix wasn't too happy with, but I'm used to that now.
on. He's got a point.
He has got a point.
Well,
Yeah.
Frankie does also have a history of making bad decisions
Against
with
Aleix,
certain
fair enough.
riders. Yeah, and it always just seems to be Alicia Spargo that gets caught on the other end of it. Like the two of them clearly
Yeah.
don't particularly get on with each other, so this one was quite funny. I actually saw a tweet that was like, oh, like the highlight of this weekend was that Alicia Spargo walked away without fighting anybody, and then 5 minutes later I find out that actually
Never mind.
he's not happy with Frankie Morbidelli, so
No,
Yeah.
that's it. There was actually a really good photo posted onto Instagram, but my phone won't let me click it. That's really annoying. Hold on, I'll have to
Ew.
search it. WJ22, there you go. By WJ, who works for Good Shoot, 1968, and he posted a photo on Instagram. It's on my Instagram story. And Frankie braking into the corner, and just up ahead, Fabio is off the bike, just crashing out. And it's like, that is a photo of 1,000 words, because Frankie is just left Yamaha last year, obviously.
Yeah.
And the bike that he left is just being chucked out of the race by Fabio, who on that beautiful livery, may I add.
Yep. The Special Liberty Curse.
Yeah, and the pink, it looked really good, but yeah, it is a curse, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it was. It was a nice bike.
Yeah, as Lauren, have you just seen it?
Yeah, I just went and looked at your stories. Oh my god, that's incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable shot.
All right, I'll join in.
Yeah, if you want to find
there's
it, 'cause
a
it
bike
won't...
behind him. I was like, this doesn't actually make any sense. But
Yeah,
no,
that's a
okay,
leash
okay,
there,
got you. That's
If you
really
want to
cool.
if you want to find it for yourself, it's wj.22_ on Instagram, and you can find it. I don't know his actual name, to be honest, but yeah, he's always getting great photos, to be fair. Around the globe, MotoGP, there's actually a belter of a shot on his feed of top bracket turn 1 at Portimao. It's pretty ace. But yeah, MotoGP was very good this weekend, and we've been very lucky this year, I think.
Yeah, like we said in the last few pods, we're finally getting the season I think we have been promised.
Yeah, and the season we deserve.
The season we deserve.
Yeah,
for sure.
As fans of having to sit and watch.
Totally, absolutely. Well, I mean,
dreadful races for years.
It's great. It's as a fan, just purely as a spectator. No real allegiances with any riders. It's just great to watch.
Yeah, it is, and seeing a rider like Jorge Martin go and do what he did, he had a perfect weekend. Pole, sprint win, race win in the main race.
Yeah,
like to see somebody do that well, and not only do that well, but when faced with riders like Bagnaia and potentially Marquez on his heel, 2 more laps and we could have had a completely different story.
Yep.
He was very strong. He wasn't making the same mistakes, and yeah, of course, he crashed out at Jerez, which wasn't great, but I think he's kind of learned from that a little bit, because that's what lost him a title last year, and a mistake once in a while happens to every rider, ever. And as long as he can be consistent.
Well, yeah. And I mean, if you look at his consistency apart from the crash in Jerez, he's definitely been the most consistent rider, which is why he has a 38-point lead at the top of the championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Bagnaia and Marc have made more mistakes, and it's, that's why they're so far behind in the championship. Like, Jorge Martin now has the opportunity to not even race in a couple of weeks' time and still be leading the championship.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a good thing to have 5 races into the season. Now, it is a long season and a lot of things can change, and I do think consistency will play a massive part in this championship, but that's how the likes of Pecco Bagnaia has won his championships before, by being consistent. Of course there's going to be mistakes here and there, but at the minute he's definitely showed the most growth and the most potential. I think I wouldn't have expected this from him even at the start of this season at all. Mistakes are there to be made, but yeah, he's definitely been the best so far, and he's exciting to watch. And it's I don't know, it's made it really good, and now Marc and Pecco are starting to tussle with each other, and this is sort of a new rivalry that's starting to form. That might be a bit of a big word for it at this stage, but there's something brewing there, and I think it's going to get even more exciting. And heading back to Spain, I think it's going to be... I'm excited already.
Yeah, and I've got a great stat for you as well. We all know that Jorge Martin's a little bit of a Saturday man. He was exceptional in Moto3 in qualifying, and that's kind of stemmed into the sprint race. He has finished every sprint race, and not only has he finished every sprint race, he's finished in the points in every sprint race we've ever had since it was introduced last year. There wasn't a sprint race in Phillip Island last year, but every sprint race he has finished in the points.
Is there any other rider with that stat?
I don't know. I can check quickly. Have a look.
I'm looking down the order.
He hasn't been on the podium in all of them, has he?
No, he's been off. Some of them he had sixth in Silverstone and stuff like that. But he has finished in the points in every sprint race. I'm just gonna scan through very quickly. No, Bagnaia missed one.
That's essentially a top 9 in every sprint, right?
She's missed.
At least.
Yeah, it's top 8 every sprint.
Top 8, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, is it top 8?
No, top 9.
Is it 9?
Top 9, yeah. Sorry, it is 9, yeah. Yeah, that's impressive in his own. That's consistency.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that will win him a title. And then backing it up with the main... Because that's really what kept him afloat last year. Because in the main races, he was nowhere near Pecco. Pecco is a Sunday man through and through. And Pecco was able to pick up the big points on a Sunday. But where Pecco would drop points on a Saturday, Martin was able to not only beat him, but get the full sweep of points 9 times last year, which helped Martin a lot when Pecco may have been, say, 3rd or 4th in the sprint, but then 1st in the main race, and Martin was 1st in the sprint and 2nd or 3rd in the main race, because then their points were pretty much equal. And then that helped it go down to Valencia last year. But whereas Martin now has worked out Sundays and can go into a weekend and come away with both trophies.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
I honestly he's on another level, to be honest. I think what he proved this weekend was that, okay, sure, he did have a bit of back and forth with Bagnaia, but I think what he showed was when he's on it, and also Pecco is on it, and Marc, although Marc started from 13th, but Pecco was up there from the start. He showed that you can't beat me when I'm on it. I'm faster than you. Do you know, in my opinion, I think that's what we saw.
Yeah.
This weekend was that he's just straight up faster. Because Pecco was good all weekend. It's not like he kind of really had any issues, or not that I really noticed. I wasn't really watching Friday or Saturday too much, but yeah, I think we just saw that he's the better rider this year, and it's a catch me if you can, and at Le Mans they couldn't.
Nope. And carry on, Lauren.
I was just going to say, the catch me if you can is quite good, because obviously we know Pecco has come back from a 91-point deficit in 2021 to win the championship. So I think that makes it, again, even more exciting. Pecco thrives in these sorts of situations, or has done in the past. So it's definitely set up a game of cat and mouse. And now it's just going to be who makes a mistake first.
Yeah.
And
he's
the thing is,
so I was just saying, Pecco's got a Marc Marquez shaped thorn in his side for that kind of comeback,
which is
this year,
helping Martin get this sort of
exactly.
Yeah.
And also, the 2022 comparison, Pecco was chasing a Yamaha. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
But
that's what I mean. I've got the years wrong.
Was it?
It's all right.
Yeah.
We know
he won in 2022.
Yeah.
With a 91-point deficit. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Before people come at me.
In, as well, you mentioned about the Marc Marquez thorn in Pecco's side, and you're right, because that race could have ended very different if Marquez hadn't have gone for that overtake on Bagnaia, because Bagnaia was queuing up an overtake on Martin.
He was.
He did not have in his plans Marquez dive bomb in the last lap with a few corners to go, when he probably had in his head, right, I'm going to wait, catch Martin, stay as close as I can, get him into the last corner. He wasn't expecting Marquez to come along and do what he did.
Look, if Marc Marquez is behind you, you should always expect him to make a move on the last lap. No matter where he is on track. If he's behind you, he's going to get in front of you by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at that point, Marquez didn't have much to lose. Now that he's 2 points behind Bagnaia in the championship, and he's locked in. So, first race Qatar, pretty good. Portimao, not very good in the main race because he crashed in America as well. Last 2 races, second, with a second in the sprint as well. And he got pole in Jerez. Go to Catalunya. He likes Catalunya. Go into Mugello after that. Very good at Mugello. Fast Ducati on the straight. Him and Frankie Cargetti are working amazingly together. Frankie's even said there's still more in the tank for Marquez, and they use a different setting to what Marquez is used to as well on the Ducati this weekend, which has only helped Marc, and there's still more in the tank. Marquez, he needs to start beating and winning races, because if Martin is winning races, Marquez is dropping points left, right and centre. But I think that Marquez very soon will become a problem for Martin, sooner rather than later, and then it's a case of who's the better rider and who's got the racecraft. And if I'm honest, in a 1-to-1 battle against Marc Marquez, Martin will not win, and that's a big statement, I know, but out of the two, I would say Martin is more prone to a crash in that situation, whereas Marquez isn't. That's just my opinion anyway. From looking back in the years, 2019 when he was scrapping with everyone, and Vinales stacked it at Phillip Island, for example, and when Marquez obviously can lose in a 1-to-1 battle, like when he lost to Bagnaia at Aragon 2021, and there are times as well like that. But I do think of Martin, I think it's Marquez who would win in that, and that's where Martin will drop points and Marquez will gain. But it's a long season. We've only had 5 rounds.
Well, yes, this is what I was going to say. I fully agree with your point there that I think out of anyone on the grid, if they had to go up against Marc Marquez in a one-on-one battle, I'd most likely put my money on Marc Marquez. In fact, I would put my money on him. But it's a long season. He's made mistakes in these first 5 races. That means that there is room for mistakes in these next sort of 15, 16, 17 races. Like, I don't know. We haven't seen that consistency from him since 2019. That's 5 years ago. It's hard to go out now and say, yeah, he's going to be consistent, because it's been 5 years. We haven't seen any sort of consistency from him. So honestly, at this stage, Pecco Bagnaia is actually the person I'd put my money on in terms of consistency. He's won the last 2 championships. By being consistent, by putting that out there, I think out of the top 3, top 4, even top 5 guys who are in the championship at the minute, Pecco is still the one that I'd be looking at, just based on the last couple of years. He's always started the season a bit weak, but then has weekends where he just absolutely dominates. He's done that already in these first 5 races. Second half of the season always seems to suit him a lot better too. So I'm not too sure. As much as I do agree with the whole Marc Marquez statement, I do think that the likes of Pecco Bagnaia, if he gets on that dominant streak, could be on one. And
oh yeah,
he's beaten Marc Marquez before. He's beaten Jorge Martin before.
Did him at Jerez.
Exactly. Like, well, I think it's too early to call it.
That's what I was about to say. Like, out of Martin and Bagnaia, the only one who's been tested by Marquez is Pecco.
Yeah.
So if it ends up,
both times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, if it, you would have to say the one who's got the most experience and the most has proven that they can win a one-on-one dogfight with Marquez, it is Pecco. But it'd be interesting to see, because Martin just sounds way too Scottish, like Martin. Martin.
I do the same all the time. Sometimes I'm like Jorge Martin, and then I'm like, oh my god, that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
George Martin.
God. Didn't he write Game of Thrones?
He did. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like Martin obviously is a bit of a scrapper as well, and will do whatever he can to hold on to a win. But it's different gravy fighting an informed Marquez, and not many people on the grid now have experienced that. Rins, Vinales,
Fabio.
That's like it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But they're not at the front anymore.
They're not at the front, exactly, and that's it. So
if they were at the front, maybe my money would maybe be on one of them, but they're not.
But they ain't.
Miguel Oliveira, but even that was brief at Sachsenring Ring, and Marquez just disappeared after that.
Yeah, it wasn't really much of a contest. That it's interesting, and I mean, it's all just the good stuff that this season is delivering, and can't wait to go to Catalonia.
I think that is a good thing though, because I think every single week, even I have a different opinion on who I think's gonna win. And like one week I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're so right. Like Pecco's on it, and then the next week he'll make a mistake, and Marquez is on it, and then the next week Jorge Martin does what he did this weekend. You're going, oh no, actually, Jorge Martin's in the best form, and it's really hard, and it's making it really hard for us to make somewhat informed decisions, because week in, week out, someone else is really impressing us. And a couple of weeks ago, it was Maverick Vinales.
Exactly. I was about to say, untouchable Maverick a few weeks ago.
Makes us sound silly, because one week we're saying one thing, and then the next thing we're like, oh, actually, scrap that.
Yeah.
It's this now, but that's what makes it so interesting. Yeah.
That's it. And like, we're expecting Pedro to maybe come in and do the business, and he's still a rookie, don't forget. But like, he had his podium in America, and then he's a 10th in a DNF.
He'll get stuck in again.
Yeah, he will. And he did have a sprint podium as well, and he's a rookie. I do think towards the end of the season when Pedro, especially at Malaysia where he's done lots and lots of laps, I think he'll be very strong, but obviously he's still learning. And the fact that he's 6th in the championship as a rookie is exceptional.
Ridiculous.
He's stomping his fellow KTMs into the ground. Obviously, Binder did an exceptional race as well, finishing 8th after starting in 22nd, dead last.
Sunday
That
Binder.
was exceptional. Yeah. Yep. Jack, sorry.
Jack DNF, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in a job. He crashed in
No.
Spain as well.
Well, this is it. Like, Le Mans is typically where Miller actually shows something.
He won 3 years ago.
Yeah, and did he get a podium last year? I think he always
that
does.
was her ref. That was her ref last year.
He always does pretty well at Le Mans, and it wasn't there this weekend, which is a shame because we love Jack Miller. He's a great addition to the grid, but ultimately there's only so many seats.
Well, like, I'm in the Jack Miller fan group thing on Facebook that I sometimes check out, and his parents are in there as well.
Oh,
and even people are making comments in there and going, like, main posts and going, yeah, Jack, he's not going to have it now. Like, he's going to lose his seat if he keeps on like this. Jack Miller official fan group. Yeah. Like,
Can't
people are
argue
obviously
with it.
defending Jack and stuff, but people are like, what the hell's happened, Jack, and all that. So,
I mean, it's all results based at the end of the day. There's no matter if you're a nice guy, you're good to work with, whatever. You got to deliver.
yeah. That's it. And, like, I don't want to shit on Jack because he's still one of the best riders in the world. And he's got an incredibly decorated career. And to be honest, if Bautista retires at the end of the year, I mean, there's an issue with Monster Energy there, but I would love to see Jack Miller on the factory Ducati over in World Superbikes. I think he'd absolutely clear up.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, and there's a lot of space over in Superbikes for him, I think, where he could actually do really, really well. In MotoGP, I mean, the thing is, who on earth would they replace Jack? Say if Pedro moves up to the KTM squad, who on earth are they going to put in that gas team? Maybe Sergio Garcia? But
Maybe they take a punt with one of their current riders.
please don't say Vietti.
Well, no, I was actually going to say Onchu, but...
Oh, God, that's even worse.
Holgado.
I mean, I literally went on and on and on about this last week in the podcast of, taking chances on riders. And,
True.
in the last 2 years, it's only been the person who's won the championship that moves up. So without going too much in depth again, if they do move Pedro up, why not bring in...
I'd say if Sergio can win that title, put him on a gas.
Yeah,
Totally.
you could do.
You'd have he's a short little stocky lad who is a test rider who's also a short little stocky lad who's very fast on that bike.
Look, I have read this story before and it has a good ending. So
yeah. Sergio is, like, just to cut over to Moto2 quick, so impressive this year. He jumped on that Bosco. That Bosco Scuro podium in Le Mans. So it's first, second, and third Boscos. First time since Valencia 2012
Really?
that we haven't seen a Calex on the podium.
12 years.
Yeah, Calex have won the Constructors' title every year. Probably not this year.
Wow. Good. Like, I mean, I say good as if I'm, like, against Calex or something, but, we like variety. We like the switch up,
Well, and Mark VDS might be switching to Bosco next year as well.
They got to do something.
Yeah, it's not working now. So
No.
Shocking. Yeah.
Shocking.
Shocking. And a third point I'm going to make about Moto2 is the Piera bikes all switched to WP suspension this year, and they're nowhere. Vietti. So that affected Vietti, Onshu, Binder, Agius. I think that's just... Oh, and Dixon and Guevara.
Dixon, yeah.
They're nowhere.
Oh.
Yeah. That's another point that I'm thinking of, because, let's be real, Vietti, race winner, Onshu, very talented rider as well. Binder, yeah. Aegis, exceptional talent.
Yep.
Guevara, ex-world champion. Dixon, 3-time race winner last year. and then nowhere this year on the new suspension. I mean, to be fair, Guevara took a P10 at Le Mans, which I believe is his best ever result in Moto2.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah.
mine is like when you think about it. Obviously, I think Jake Dixon's like unluckiness has maybe overshadowed the fact that they're having issues.
Possibly.
But he did talk about it a couple of weeks ago in Jerez. That I was sort of just like, oh, actually, I didn't realize that these were having all of these problems. But now it's sort of all adding up and making sense. And to top it off, talking about Bosco Oscuro, there's 4 of them in the top 5 of the championship at the minute. It was a fun little stat I seen earlier while looking at the championship standings.
Wow.
Well, my eyes just went very wide.
Oh.
Dixon hasn't scored a point yet this year.
Has he finished a race?
He's finished races. He's finished.
Oh, he was 17th.
He missed the first
right?
2. Yeah, missed the first 2. Then 23rd retirement, 17th. That's not on Dixon. He's a multiple race winner. He was 4th overall in the world last year, and he hasn't got a single point this year.
Tony Arbolino's not even in the top 10 in the championship.
Yeah, well,
and he was second.
Matteo Ferrari, who's done 1 appearance as a wildcard, has more points than Dixon this year. That proves there's I think there's a problem with that WP.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Is anyone else on WP?
Yeah, Vietti, Onshu,
No.
Binder.
I mean, other
Guevara,
than the ones you
Aegis.
just mentioned. Like,
No, because it's still only the Piera group bikes are.
well, that makes sense. Yes, there's some catching up to do there for WP, isn't there?
Yeah, like that's
Damn.
major. I didn't realize that was so bad.
Well, actually, so because I'm looking at the results here for Moto2. I'll be honest, I only watched the highlights for Moto2 because I was
Busy.
I was busy. I was actually traveling back from London. But anyway,
It was a good race, may I add.
Yeah, well, that's it. I watched the highlights and I did look good. But what happened to Dixon? I see you 17th. Was he just straight up slow and finished 27 seconds behind the leaders?
I can't remember too much. I was watching it, but I was watching it without sound. Because again, I was out and about, but I did watch it live for the people who have jumped down my throat before. But I saw him rolling down the pits, I believe, at some point. I think he had some issues. But that is insane. Dixon should be top 5.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's nothing on Dixon, like I say. I know that obviously we've said stuff about Dixon in the past, but that's not on Dixon. Like, that's obscene to be that low. And I do think that potentially that's a WP. We might see a switch back maybe at some point, because Vietti, there's no chance in hell Vietti is going to win the championship this year, and he's going to end a 3-year IO streak in the championship. You know, so it's not the team's fault.
Nope. No, team's good. Riders are mostly proven.
Yeah.
What do you do with Vietti though? If this
keep him another year, maybe.
If this form keeps up that he's on, what do you do?
Ship him off to World Supersport.
Yikes.
Hmm.
I mean, you have to give
Crazy,
Dennis Onchu another year. He's only a rookie.
Yeah,
In my
he's a
personal
rookie,
opinion, I think he should get at least 2 years. But
Well, he's also got 3 points to his name, which is more than Dixon. He's the second rookie in the championship as well. Aegis is 2 places ahead of him with 5 points. Aegis did very well, 13th, qualified 8th, I
Aegis
believe.
not wild carded before, so like he has a little bit more experience.
Yeah, he's got a lot. I think did he finish 8th on the Mark VDS at Valencia the other year?
He did quite well.
And
He
when he was,
stood
like,
in.
16.
Yeah, he stood in for Sam Lewis quite a few times.
Yeah,
when
he
was
has. Yeah,
injured. So it has a little bit more experience than Dennis Onchu. So I don't think Dennis Onchu is doing terribly. It's not great.
I think he's doing all right.
But like, it's not the worst performance we've ever seen. But
Well-
in my eyes, when you look at Vietti, who again, very very good in previous championships, sort of wondering when the results are coming for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And well, look at Jaume Masia, who's got 0 points as well. So Moreira, Onchu, and Aegis have beaten him. Sasaki finished his first race because he's been injured. He finished his first race at Le Mans as well at the weekend. But yeah, you do look at Vietti and you're like, you're on the best bike on the grid now. And yeah, there is this WP thing as well that could actually genuinely be hindering them. But
Yeah.
It must be.
Yeah, surely it is, but
I think
yeah,
also with Onchu, he doesn't have a reference for the Olins on the
no,
Moto2, so it's almost an advantage
yeah, it is definitely an advantage.
compared to the other, the other WP riders. But yeah, it's still a solid run-in though for a
Yeah,
Moto2 rookie.
yeah. So he pretty much, apparently Jake just pretty much just cruised around Le Mans because he missed Qatar, injured Portimao, crashed Kota, crashed Jerez, then chilled at Le Mans. So I do think this is a issue with WP.
Yeah,
But
must be.
yeah, and Vietti was meant to be in MotoGP by now. If you look at when he was on that VR46 bike, and then he hopped to the Fantip. Well, he did. I remember it because he was absolutely flying the first half of the season, and then scored like 60 points the second half of the season.
Yeah,
Which is appalling.
don't know what happened there. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, honestly,
Really
so
bizarre
weird.
turnaround.
And he hasn't been able to do it since. Like he won one race on the Fantip last year, and that's it.
Yeah,
It's
and
mad.
then the form just suddenly vanished again. It's not even like he was sort of in podium contention for the rest of the season, but didn't get the win. It just was gone again.
It's just like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
See you later.
Weird.
Very weird. And if Io can't fix him, no one can fix him.
No.
But sticking with Moto2 quickly though, Ayagura and Sergio Garcia made it a 1-2 for MT helmets. Agura came from 17th as well.
Yeah, I could not believe that.
That was such a good ride
Wow.
for him. He was exceptional. And so MT helmets his 5th race in Moto2 as well.
That's
He
impressive.
got a 1-2. So good. And then Canik obviously got the pole, which was very impressive as well. But Lopez and Joe Roberts, because Joe Lopez, quite early on,
Joe
well, not early on
Lopez.
to the race, Lopez absolutely dive bombed Joe Roberts at one point and pushed him off track to gain third place. And then Roberts did the same to Lopez on the last corner of the race. And I was like, yes, Joe. Like, you deserve that, Lopez. You shouldn't be pushing people off track. But Lopez just about got Roberts on the straight to get third. And I was like, that
just
sucked.
got the drive. That
sucked.
Well, no, like, yes, it's annoying for Joe to miss out on the podium, but I think it shows that, I don't know, I think it shows that he's still in the championship. I mean, obviously, he's only 7 points behind Sergio Garcia. It's the first time he's been off the podium in, 3 races now? I think showing that he can fight like that is a good thing
Consistently.
for
Definitely.
Joe Roberts. A 4th place finish may not seem like much to a lot of people, but I think the fact that he handed that back to Alonso Lopez so late on in the race is a real big positive, and people should keep note of that, because if he's going to do that for 3rd place, I'm hoping in a race or two that's going to be for the win, and he's going to make it stick, and he's going to take his first Moto2 win of this season, which is what he needs, because he needs to get up there with Sergio Garcia again if Garcia is going to be on this sort of form.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, Garcia had a 1 second lead after about 5 corners.
We
I can't believe what I was
bugs.
watching.
It just disappeared. Yeah, unbelievable. But yeah, Sergio Garcia is a little pocket rocket. And I was worried about him because, he's a bit smaller. And so I was worried about him that he'd do the kind of Lorenzo Dalla Porta thing of winning the championship or coming second as he did. And then not being able to back it up the year after and do it in Moto2. Nah, Garcia, he was on the Calex for a year, very good. Hops on the Bosco, and I was like, oh god, he's on the Bosco now. Like, Calex is the preferred chassis. Again, nah, it doesn't even matter. He's P1. It doesn't even matter that he's on the Bosco.
Yeah, and I think that if anything, the Pirellis are probably helping him, because he's lighter, so maybe it took slightly longer for his frame to activate the Dunlops.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pirellis being maybe slightly more of a grippy but with less life tire, if you want to have a sliding scale, as simple as that, are probably activating a bit quicker for him. But because he's light, he doesn't have to work as hard at tire management compared to others, which
and he can
obviously
retain a bit more grip and stuff like that throughout the race.
Definitely, because we've seen that being a problem for a lot of the riders, but maybe not so much Sergio because of his frame. So Seems like
Yeah.
it's aligned, and he's really capitalizing for him.
Yeah, he is. He's outstanding this year, and
Yeah.
like I say, he was always very good anyway. Like I still remember when he was like, I remember when he was like this 14-year-old kid on the Strega and he was an absolute demon back in the CV, and he was an absolute demon. And yeah, he's not his size and whatever, because he's not that short. He's maybe 5'3", 5'4". Danny's 5'2". Pedrosa.
I mean, it's pretty
So
short.
he's not like he's not short, but
I
he's still
mean,
pretty short.
I'm 5'5".
Um,
It's short.
Yeah. But it doesn't. It never seemed to really hold him back, and he can still hold his own against some of the taller riders, kind of thing.
No, like it definitely doesn't hold him back. I think we sort of thought that it would coming into
Yeah.
Moto2, but I also think this gives me a lot of hope for some of the rookies that have moved up and have maybe, or some of the guys who are now maybe a year, 2 years, even maybe 3 years into their Moto2 career, and maybe it still hasn't quite clicked. I'm sort of going, okay, well, Sergio Garcia has been in this class for a couple of years now, and now out of nowhere is leading the championship. So I think, again, that makes it very, very exciting for guys who are maybe further down the grid that we're not talking about week in, week out. That,
Yeah.
and it puts him in contention to get a MotoGP seat.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Because if he wins it, and based on the last couple of years, someone is going
Fair
to make space for him.
And I think going back to the original point that took us onto it, Gas would be very smart. He was a Gas rider last year anyway,
Exactly.
Yeah.
so he's already halfway in there.
Perfect.
He has team ties, so it all
Yeah,
makes sense.
it does. Yeah, and I've just not worked it out, but he's 167 centimeters, which is 5'4'7". So yeah, he's just under 5'5", so he's quite small.
He's not tall. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter because he's still.
Look, that's like average height. I think it's average women's height is 5'5".
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
in the UK, I think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
I
But
don't know.
No, I don't know, but he's holding his own, and it's nice to see Lopez back on the podium as well. Like, he just doesn't seem to learn. He's still a bit dirty as a rider, but
I like his personality.
yeah, he's
And he
great.
creates good content as well on social media, which I
Oh
love.
yeah, it's really good.
He's
yeah.
so good at that. Whoever he is hired to do all that is 10 out of 10. It was some of the best content on the entire MotoGP paddock by far.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know who else doesn't learn from their mistakes?
Go on.
David Munoz.
Oh, jeez.
David Munoz special with Ricky Rossi. Poor Ricky Rossi. He was on for a podium.
He just rode it down.
Yeah, he has no
He
luck.
just rode straight through him.
Yeah.
And then Paul Espargaro, I really liked this Paul Espargaro when Munoz ended up back in the garage and Paul went in there and had a chat to him and probably went, sort it out now.
I hope he
bro."
gave him a wee smack on the
Yeah.
head and was like, would you wise up?
Yeah, because Munoz has been like this since he was about 7 years old. He's always been like this. I don't know how many people have told him to stop doing it. Even I've told him to stop doing it. Like he's going to listen to me.
Oh yeah, like he's listening to this right
Yeah,
now. I've been
literally.
like, oh,
Hold on.
Declan said it.
Declan told me, so gotta be a good boy now. Like, it's not gonna happen. But he's been told so many times, like Masia and him last year had clashes and he smacked Masia off at Assen, and Joe Kelso hated him for a little while because he was just dangerous. And it seems like no matter how many long lap penalties you give him, he just doesn't learn, does he?
Ban him.
Ban him.
He ruins everyone's championships.
Yes, ban him.
Literally a couple of weeks ago when he was on the podium, I was like, wow, what a mature ride. What a
Yeah.
mature guy. I mean, he's only 17
Literally.
and look at his maturity
Yeah,
now. And
wow.
what a season he's had. And he's really, he's going to do well this
He's
season.
grown up.
He's really grown. And then goes and does that. And it makes you sound like such an idiot. You're like, come on. I thought we've talked about this. I thought we were
Yeah, we
over
talked about
this.
bro.
Like, makes you sound so silly, but I don't know. Maybe they should actually start thinking about putting some action in place. But I think because the incidents that he's involved in are like spaced out, it's not week after
Yeah.
week after week after week. It's once every so often or once every couple of months, and you're sort of reminding yourself just when you begin to think that he's learned from his mistakes.
Yeah.
He goes and does it, which I think is enough time for the stewards to even sort of go, oh, well, there's not much we can do. It's been X
it's now
amount of
like
time. Yeah,
it's as if it's an
Yeah.
isolated incident again.
exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas it's kind of similar to Frankie Morbidelli. A lot of people have called out for him to get bigger sanctions before because maybe it's repeated offences. I think they have actually stepped up penalties for other riders before because of repeated offences. But,
Yeah, they have, yeah.
Where do you draw the line in this situation? I don't know, but maybe it's something worth thinking about.
Well,
for the
Yeah.
I feel like a rider had a double long lap penalty this weekend.
Adrian Fernandez.
Was it Fernandez? Yeah, for repeated offences of was it irresponsible riding or dawdling on the track?
Something like that,
Which
yeah.
Frankie does a lot.
Yeah, he does.
He just mindlessly dawdles on the racing line.
You
man.
think he's just like
chilling.
singing a wee tune in his
Yeah.
head, just like la la la.
Going for a Sunday ride,
Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of forgets where he is, and then someone comes
Yeah.
flying past him. He's like, oh, God, yeah. I'm actually
He's
riding a
like,
MotoGP
"What?"
bike.
Yeah, well, actually quite impressive from Adrian Fernandez. Finished 0.8 from the winner after 2 double on lap penalties.
Yeah, impressive.
That is very impressive. But yeah, Moto3 was good. It was
a good race.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Alonso is just on another planet right now.
I'm getting hints of Pedro Costa. Like, I know
Yeah.
it's not his rookie season, but just the way he's going about his season so far, like, he's made mistakes. A mistake. But I don't know. It's looking dominant, and Danny Holgado still somehow leads the championship by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really know if he has an answer for him at this stage.
Well, David Alonso has been on the podium 3 times this year with 3 wins. Holgado has been second for each of those wins.
yeah. Worries
That's
me a
an
little bit.
interesting stat.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but then also, Moto3 is so easy to just be like, the top 3, top 5 are so interchangeable, I think, in
Yeah.
Moto3, because they're all so close. They literally, well, the top,
The top 2 are close. Anything after that, it's like 30 points difference.
Yeah, it's mental.
no, I mean like on track.
Oh, in the
like,
race.
on track.
literally in the
Yeah,
race.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
Because-
you could be 5th and then win it a lap
Well, the
later. Yeah.
top 6 finished within a second.
Yeah.
More than that. Top 7 finished within a second.
Yeah,
At Le Mans.
mental.
So, I mean, over a 40-minute race, 35-minute race, if there's 1 second at the end of it splitting 7 riders, yeah, like, but then Alonso does seem to be a bit more calculated in his, because he didn't lead the race did he lead the race like at all until the last couple of laps? Maybe for a bit, but he was quite happy to study and figure out
can't
when he
remember.
can think about
get
it.
it quick.
I think he showed that before though. Like,
Yeah,
he's definitely a more calculated ride than Danny it seems to be a more calculated rider than Danny Holgado. I think Holgado's wins have come a little bit more. He controls the race.
yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
David Alonso seems to not mind, but has also controlled races as well in the past, which maybe is the reason why he seems to have a little something extra than Danny Holgado at this stage. But Holgado then has the experience in Moto3 now, 3rd season.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count him out just yet, but to have like 30 points, the 2 of them ahead of the rest of the grid, is just mental at this stage. But again, longevity, only 5 races in. But you know,
Yeah.
I would find it hard to say that another rider is going to get involved in that battle at this stage, anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, to go back on your point, so it was Holgado who led pretty much every lap with via a few of them. Literally, I'm looking down, it's like 96 or 95, led every lap down to lap 18, where Alonso finished in first. Then the lap after that is a Holgado, and the lap it mattered, lap 20, it was Alonso. And you know who that reminds me of? Marc Marquez following his competition until the last few corners and getting them on the last few corners.
Yeah, because he's
Why waste a tyre? Why show them your weaknesses like you did with Fabio, like you did with Dovio? Just sit in second and then bang, get them when you need to.
Who's his favourite rider? Marc
It's Marquez, isn't it?
Marquez. Yeah, he
There you
said it
go.
before. He loves Marc Marquez. He's his hero, apparently.
Yeah. There you go.
He would have
That's
grown
where
up
he's learned his
watching him.
racecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he would have, yeah, because when he was born, 2017?
So what?
Seven.
Dude, 7 years old. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I know they're young, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
sorry.
is 17, born 2007. Is that what you're
I
getting
think he's
at?
18 by now.
Yeah, he's 18, yeah.
Okay.
He was born in 2006.
Okay.
Close, close.
And then on the Rebel Rookies profile, will it say his favourite rider? They used to say favourite rider, it doesn't anymore. But yeah, it is Marquez. We
Oh
know
yeah,
that
he's made
already.
it clear
Yeah.
before it's Marquez.
So by the
Yeah.
time he was 7 and Marquez joined the Premier class,
MotoGP.
Yeah.
and like Alonso was a fully functioning human by that time.
yeah, he would have had a favorite.
Knew what was going
yeah.
on. Yeah, he would have had a favorite, and it would be the rookie that comes into the Premier class and
Yeah.
starts
You
dominating
know,
for sure.
You know what we'll see in a few years?
No.
This is hoping that the first photo has existed. Do you remember that photo of Marquez holding like a replica bike with Valentino Rossi?
Yeah. Yeah.
There'll be a photo in a few years' time of David Alonso in the Premier class with Marquez, and then a photo of a very young David Alonso stood next to Marc Marquez as well. And they're like, look how time flies.
They all appear eventually. There's loads of
Yeah.
those ones of like Fabio
Yeah,
and
like
Jorge Martin
Fabio,
and all sorts of riders with Valentino. Like the ones of Mark are going to start coming out soon, I think.
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, definitely they will, which is wild. Like there's a photo somewhere of Enea Bastianini when he's like 6 with Marco Simoncelli,
Yeah.
and he's wearing the Marco Simoncelli
seen that.
replica suit and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's crazy. And then for Enea to then go and race for Grassini as well,
Yeah.
that is such like a full circle thing.
Well, I'm gonna cry.
Cheers, son's crying now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
cheers.
But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, Moto3 was very good. Joel Esteban in 4th as well.
Yeah.
David Alonso's teammate.
Who?
I know we literally not spoken about him.
Well, he crashed at a 4th at Jerez as well, and then he's gone and put bang 4th.
Yeah, on the last corner of the last lap.
Yeah,
oh my
he was
God,
gutted.
he should not have dumped that. Did you see their wee funny video at the end of the
I was
weekend?
about to mention that.
Those two
So
boys
good.
are hilarious.
Yeah, they are. Did you see? So, context of the video before we go into
sorry.
it. Both of them crashed and brought a lot of gravel back to. I'm trying to not swear. Back to the pits with them in like the tray at the bottom of the bikes, and so the Aspar team filmed them going out to that corner where they crashed, and were putting the gravel back and going, "This is your gravel, not ours. You can have it back," kind of thing.
That's funny.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
if Jorge Lorenzo lets us, can we rename it Aspar Corner, considering we've just collected this much gravel out of it?
Yeah, and then Simon Crafar put a nice tweet out as well about David Alonso, saying like he said, "Aspar team rider David Alonso melted my heart in his first ever post-race Parc Ferme interview, and he hasn't disappointed since. Today he mentioned Mother's Day in Colombia, saying hi to his grandmother. Like he's just sweet, isn't he?
We love him. We love it.
Yeah, yeah, he's just great. Yeah, so talented. Like, because I was always a bit skeptical about him because he won the Rebel Rookies, then did a year in the Junior GP instead of just jumping straight into World Championship. And every time he made an appearance, he was way off, like 29th, back of the grid, seconds off. He was only 15 at the time, but a full like second or two off the rest of the field. And I'm like, is he going to be able to do this if he gets into the World Championship? He's a rookies rider, so when he's of age, they'll put him in the championship. Rookie champ, sorry. So they'll put him in the championship. And I was like, is he going to be able to cut the mustard? Not only is he cutting the mustard, he's made the whole blooming factory of mustard, and he's just smoking everyone.
That analogy really took off.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness me.
Wow, I didn't think that's where we were
He
going to
started
end
the
up.
David Alonso Mustard Company and has taken over Heinz.
He's doing
Where do you
what?
come up with this?
Wow.
I don't know.
I was
Oh
going to say
my
I'd
goodness.
love to step inside your head for a day, but upon reflection,
don't.
I actually do not want to go anywhere near
No.
it.
you don't.
There's mustard
Trust me.
factories and
David Alonso, Pedro Acosta.
Yeah.
yeah, like AI
Yeah.
generated sort of photos.
Your head
Chaos.
is my, like, you were just talking about these riders who probably had posters of the likes of Marc Marquez up in the room. I think your head is just Pedro Acosta posters. And now apparently
Nice.
David Alonso standing in the middle of it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I've-
you got to give them credit where they're due,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And Alonso is killing it in his second year in Moto3, and his teammates also very impressive as well.
Yeah.
And of the riders we expected Rueda and Piqueras to be there doing the business, and Rueda's doing well.
Yeah.
Podiums. Piqueras podiums. Alonso is just destroying everyone, and Jacob Rulestone has been excellent this
Yeah.
year as well.
Colin Vire, shout out to him. Third in the
Colin Vire's been
championship.
superb. But yeah, Rulestone, every race is finished in the points so far. Worst result of 12th. That's a rookie. That's
Yeah.
very impressive because he's good, Rulestone. But I remember when he won on the Leopard in the European Talent Cup the other year, but then didn't really follow that up. And then he got an Aspar seat last year and did well, but was outclassed by Joel Esteban. And then this year, Rulestone's been absolutely on it.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I hope they can claw back a few more points to the top two in the championship. Like I
Yeah,
want, I
'cause
want to see a few more people involved in the Moto3 fight this year because the last couple of years, it all usually does boil down to 1, 2, maybe 3 riders. So
Yeah.
getting a few more guys involved this year would be good. So it'd be nice to see if they can manage that.
Well,
Yeah, I
if Munoz
agree.
stops nuking people,
God, yeah.
we might be lucky.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, never mind. Ignore me. I
What were you
couldn't.
gonna say?
I couldn't find Rueda on the results, but it's Antonio. Jose Antonio.
Yes.
So that's just me
Jose
learning
Rueda.
things out loud. Carry on.
Well done.
Every day's a school day.
It sure
It
is.
is. It is. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with Watley and Ogden at the moment, though.
Just
3 years in the class now.
yeah.
I have to put it out there. I do think Ogden is doing better in terms of qualifying. Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, I think he's doing well. But he said himself on the day that it actually counts, he's not performing. I think he said that in his most recent Instagram post, or I've read that somewhere.
Yeah.
He's still outperforming his teammate. That is something by a considerable amount as well. Not trying to be rude, but
No, of course.
I just don't think that Josh Watley has done anything.
To have 3 years in Moto3, some kids get one and they're out. David Salvador was exceptional
Yeah.
when he was on that Max racing bike. Nearly got a podium and gets 1 year in the class.
I'm not saying I'm impressed with Scott Ogden because
No.
again, 3 years in the class, I would have hoped for a little bit more. But he
Yeah, he
is
had a
still
few
the
front
one.
rows, but
Yeah, he's still the one outperforming his teammate. There's a possibility. I understand maybe you don't want to bring 2 rookies in. In my opinion, maybe keep Scott for another year. You need another rookie.
Eddie will be on it.
You need someone
Yeah.
fresh and new in and keep maybe one of the riders. And
Yeah.
then after that 4th year for whatever one you decide to keep, bring another guy in. And then you've got 2 new fresh. I wouldn't say bring
Yeah.
2 rookies in at the same time. That's a big gamble. But
Yeah.
which they did do in the past and it hasn't paid off for them. So I don't know what you do in this situation, but I'm not
Well,
impressed by either of them, to be
Regretfully,
honest.
you get rid of Watley.
Yeah.
You put Eddie. Eddie, that is earmarked for Eddie. I mean, he's a British rider. He's doing pretty well in the rookies. Done very well in Junior GP and stuff like that.
But you do that and you hope
It's
that that
Eddie's.
makes competition for Ogden.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
to be honest, Eddie, I like Scott and I like Eddie.
Yeah.
I like the pair of them. I'm not being biased towards any of them here. Eddie, I personally believe, is faster than Scott, and therefore
There's only one
with the
way
right
to find
package-
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think Eddie will motivate Scott to do better because they were teammates before and they kind of bounced off each other quite well because Eddie came in with like, yeah, I'm going to beat you and all that. And Scott was like, are you sure about that? And then, it helped lift them both up. So But yeah, I think Eddie will be really good if he gets a seat.
Hopefully.
Will be really good next year because Casey O'Gorman, may I add, I believe from what I was told, he should have got the seat, but then when he left the MLAV Academy to go to Australia Galicia now, he ended that opportunity kind of
burned
thing.
that bridge in a way.
Yeah, but there's so many riders. Like Eddie is 6th in the championship and junior GP at the moment. 29 points out of the available 50, but there is so much talent coming up now next year. Cormac Buchanan as well, double podium in Estoril the other week as well. Rico Samaella as well is going to be.
Yeah.
He's finished one race this year and that's a race win, and crashed at first twice.
So I've got two things I want to raise. Firstly, I just looked up Casey O'Gorman.
Mm-hmm.
I got really confused because it turns out there's someone called
Love
Casey
Island?
O'Gorman in Love Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was met with a very oily 6-pack. I got
Well,
really weirded
This
out.
is the thing. I noticed this ages ago. And he came on to Love Island, and I was like, Casey O'Gorman. I was like, I know that name. This is not the Casey O'Gorman that I...
This is not the
That
Casey
I know.
O'Gorman I'm looking for.
And I had this exact same reaction a couple of years ago when he was on Love Island. I honestly, blew my mind.
So
Yeah.
there's that point I wanted to raise. And then also, could you pronounce, you just mentioned a Cormac somebody. Give me that surname.
Buchanan.
It's Buchanan.
Yeah.
Not whatever
Buchanan.
Declan said the first time, probably.
I've never heard the word Buchanan said in such a way.
Yeah, Buchanan. I'm trying to think of what is it. Art Attack presenter Neil
said
Buchanan.
Banana.
Do you know what? I said Buchanan.
Buchanan.
What?
Yeah.
Buchanan.
You are saying two very
Buchanan,
different
I don't
things
know.
right now.
That
Buchanan.
Buchan and there you go.
Yeah, there's Buchan. Not the same as Buchanan.
Yeah, Danny Buchan is not the same as
Definitely not the
Cormac
same.
Buchanan.
No.
No.
I hope not.
Anyway, those were just my little things that I wanted to pick up on as I'm getting
but
kind of sleepy.
yeah, Eddie 6th in the championship of junior GP, Casey 8th at the moment. Both of them 5 points apart from each other. Both of them actually pushing each other quite a lot because they do have a little rivalry between each other at the moment.
Good.
I think both of them will end up in the Moto3 World Championship in the coming years. Eddie will be of age next year. Casey won't be, so he'll have a bit more time.
Yep.
God, I thought they were older than that.
Nah, Casey's 16. Eddie's 17.
Well, this is why Scott and Josh have had 3 years at him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
exactly.
it genuinely
Yeah.
is. Yeah, because there's no one else that can replace them that has the experience of junior GP at the moment.
I know
but-
I've had this conversation with my dad actually for a while now, for the last sort of year and a half, and he's been like, you know what, I think they really need to change their riders, and you're sort of going, well, who is there
Who?
that is British that
Yeah.
you could bring into this competition and would actually do well?
Yeah, there's absolutely no one. Absolutely no one.
Oh, I
at
thought
the
they were
moment.
both like 17, 18.
No, well, yeah, Casey will be of age next year and might be doing some wildcards this year.
Okay.
To provide if a team can sort him out, kind of thing. Mazzano, maybe. That is public as well. That was said on the Off Track podcast with Eddie O'Shea. Give it a listen because they are excellent. Dave is a legend. But yeah, so there are things, but they've also got Marco Morelli in the European Talent Cup in the MLAV thing. He's Argentine and he's killing it.
He's doing
absolutely
well.
killing it.
Yeah.
He I remember a few years ago went in, did his debut at like 14 in the junior GP and nearly won the entire race on a bike he'd never even ridden before at Valencia. So big
Good
talent
show.
there as well.
Yep.
But yes, shall we go on to these predictions?
Okay.
Can we
Okay.
make a point of laughing at Cameron for saying it was going to rain this weekend?
Yes, we can.
And someone pointed it out and was like, oh, Cameron's right, it's going to rain this weekend. And then it never did.
Listen,
I mean, there was some spits on Marquez's camera, I will say that, but it was tiny spits.
you gotta take these gambles every now and then. Hey, it was Le
You
Mans.
do.
If it was gonna rain somewhere in an unpredictable fashion, it'd be there. And also, shut up.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
fair.
Fair enough, yeah.
So
Right. Predictions time.
Yeah.
So as we know, we get our predictions before every race weekend. And most of the time with the new format, we score 0 points. So that's great. But this weekend, it's been very fruitful for
Whoa.
some of us.
Oh,
So the points are scored much like Grand Prix. You get 12 points if you correctly predict the sprint. You get 16 if you get third, 20 for second, 25 for first. We give 10 points for pole as well. Lauren's looking at me like you're confused.
Well, I mean, it is you. I don't know why you say we.
I don't know. Well, I guess I am the prediction
arbiter.
master.
Well,
I guess.
actually,
I
now
don't
that
know.
I'm thinking about it, you should share this document with us.
Yeah, I've sent
Wait.
the link before.
No, you have not.
All right, I'll send it again for you.
There's
I'm just thinking,
probably
after all this
documented.
time, one of us should probably
you go.
fact check your maths.
Have the link. I need to work out Excel right because when you get it right, I make it green, and what I want to do is make it green, populate the little. I've got like a bar next to it that'll tell you actually where riders finish. So populate the green, check it against the next one, and then auto-populate the points and do a tally. But I don't understand Excel, so I don't know how to do that. Because that would make it great, and all I have to do is put green, bang, all points are in.
Just
No
use
problem there.
ChatGPT, it'll be fine.
That's true. I'm going to
Yeah.
do that, unless anyone can help me.
I was going to say,
please.
yeah, this is a shout out to anyone who's got to
Yeah,
this
you know
point
Excel.
and still listens and wants to help us and knows
Any
how to use
data
Excel.
analysts, any data
Yeah.
analysts listening, please help.
So I do also give 10 points for pole. If you get the correct podium, you get 75 points. And if you get all correct, including a pole, you get 100. And in the MotoGP, if you get all correct, you get 125.
So
Why are
there
you
you
looking
go.
shocked, Lauren?
Because I've just realised how many points I've scored.
Yeah, you scored 75 points in Moto3.
Ah!
That is disgusting.
So,
See what
heading into this...
This is incredible.
Oh,
Oh, it's going to
God.
be even better in a minute, don't you worry. So, heading into this, I lead with 175, Cameron 143, and Lauren with 114.
Oh, yikes.
So, in Moto3, me and Cameron got Alonso on pole correctly, to get 10 points each for that. Then, I got Holgado and Alonso in second and first. So, including the pole position, I get 55 points. Lauren's cheering has suddenly subsided.
No, I
quite a
know.
bit.
No, I'm still cheering.
So Cameron got pole and the winner, so he gets 35 points.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Lauren got Via, Holgado, and Alonso to get third, second, first in the correct order. So well done, Lauren,
That's the only point I
Firstly.
scored.
for 75 points. So the tally is now myself leading with 230. Then Lauren with 189, and then Cameron with 178.
Oh, yikes. Actually, I take all my
Ooh.
cheering back.
Oh, right.
In Moto2, we can skip over that because no one scored a single point.
Did I not put Agura for the win and he got second?
You did,
Yeah, but that doesn't
yes.
count anymore.
Like-
And me and Lauren had Roberts to win.
I know it doesn't count.
I
I just
Garcia
wanted to say it.
second.
That's fine.
Yeah, fair play. You also had Baltus third, so
It was going to rain.
true. I mean, Lauren can't laugh. You had Arbolino third.
Look. Whoa. You have to have faith. If he can have faith in Iger, I'm allowed to have faith in
faith,
Tony
faith,
Arbolino.
No.
True.
No.
No.
Not so far this season. Agura's had a way more form. But anyway,
I'm quite
Barely.
annoyed though.
Sorry.
Why barely?
why barely?
Because look at his stats.
Wise up, as you would say.
I'm quite annoyed though because in MotoGP, take Martin out of the equation, I'd have the podium perfect. But that's not how it goes. So in MotoGP, Cameron got Martin on pole correct. Gets 10 points for that. Me and Cameron both got Martin as a sprint winner,
Cool.
and that's where it ends.
Oh.
I had Marquez, Bagnaia, then Bastianini on the podium.
Oh.
So take Martin out of the equation, they all bump up one. Cameron got Marquez, Oliveira, and Alex Marquez. Not really sure what was going on there.
Rain again.
Rain.
I thought rain.
Yeah, fair enough. And then Lauren decently went Marquez, Acosta, Martin with Binder to win the sprint.
So does that mean Lauren's still in last?
I hate you.
So the
Both.
points now tally is myself with 242, Cameron in second with 200, but Lauren has 189. So you are back in the fight, but you are still third. After all that celebration.
No, I'm still celebrating. Have any of you got the correct podium?
Listen.
Not this year. I have before, but not this year.
Well, there you go. The celebrations still count.
Listen, I thought it was going to rain, and you still didn't overtake me.
It's Pecco. Pecco really did me over.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
trying to change it up and not pick Jorge Martin for the sprint was a bad decision.
Yeah, come on. He's got the best form in the sprint of anyone. If anyone you're going to pick is going to be... He's got like a 50% chance. Well, obviously he's got a 50% chance. He either wins or he doesn't. But the odds on Martin winning are higher than most for the sprint.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was fun.
Was it?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when's Catalunya, everybody?
I believe it's 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Disgusting.
Is it? Let's have a look. MotoGP.
That'll be next week.
Let's have a gander. Oh, yeah. Is it BSB this weekend? It is because Chan Onshu is doing the
Whoa.
Super Sport.
Donington Park.
I can't wait.
Let's go.
I might head down to watch that, to be honest, because that will be sick. Let's have a look. What am I looking for? Oh, when MotoGP is back.
Yeah.
So, we are on the 13th of May. And the next race is the 24th. Yeah,
2 weeks.
But it's a double. So we get Catalonia, then we get Mugello the week after.
Oh,
Yes.
that's it.
Can't wait.
Beautiful.
I love Mugello. And they got Mugello Test as well.
But then here's a problem. Then I don't think Kazakhstan's going to happen.
Well, Kazakhstan, I believe, is being swapped for India. No, wrong way around. India. Kazakhstan is being moved. And the talk is we're not getting India, and they're going to replace India with Kazakhstan.
Sorry, what? We're not going to India?
Apparently.
Nope.
Well,
Come
I don't know how
on.
real that is. I've only seen some ramblings on Twitter.
Yeah, Matt Oxley has hilariously just commented on Jacob's post to say that it's Dorna rattling the sabres regarding payment for the race. And from, I'm quoting now, from Buddha Today, it said, the model code of conduct is in place due to the Indian general elections. Any work related to public money can only happen after June the 4th when it's lifted. But Dorna had already got the assurances that the race was going to go ahead and that the track was going to be made ready for the race as well. And it looks like they can't confirm that the work can be done until it's too late to confirm the MotoGP race, if that makes sense. Because you have to set, logistically, everything has to be set in 6 months in advance.
Well in advance, yeah.
And they can't confirm that, so it might be ending up in Kazakhstan after all.
But why was Kazakhstan cancelled in the first place?
Because the track wasn't ready because of flooding.
Come on.
I love how both of you just sat in silence and then
Yeah.
both twigged at the same time. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Let's go
then-
the Kimmy ring.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't exist though.
let's take motorbikes back to... Let's
go to the Circuit of Wales. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Just go Anglesey.
Mallory Park.
God, yeah. Cadwell Park.
Don't.
That'd be sick.
Alton. Donington.
Hey,
Knock
if
Hill.
Alton, I would not. I'd
Hill.
love Alton.
You could
Alton's
not
like an
have
hour
a
from me.
MotoGP bike around Knock Hill. Oh my god, it'd be like a
that would be
go-kart track.
sick.
30 seconds flat.
Easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If even. Oh my god.
that'd be epic.
Someone should pay
Yeah.
that to happen.
What track? I've got a question for you guys. Because why not? Why not? We're on a podcast. If we could see MotoGP bikes go around any track, and MotoGP doesn't matter about the
I've got my answer already.
runoff areas and stuff like that, what track would you pick?
Spa.
First MotoGP event. Oh god, yeah.
And
Spa would be
closely
so
in second
good.
place is go back to Laguna Seca.
Yeah, solid.
I was about to say Laguna Seca until you said Spa, but you said both now, so...
Why?
I don't think I have a third place option.
I do. Right,
Bruno?
so firstly, us. The what?
Oh,
Bruno.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I saw a video on board of Nicolo Canepa doing Eau Rouge at Spa earlier
Oh,
on board,
yeah.
and that looked unbelievable.
Wild. Yeah.
You know what I would mind seeing? The old Hockenheim MotoGP bikes on that, because they'd be flat out. You'd see 240 miles an hour on that.
Oh, thinking about it, who tweeted or made
Monza.
something? Well, that too, actually. that'd
Monza would be
nice.
amazing.
Imagine you could get bikes around Monaco.
That would
Oh,
be cool.
jeez. Well, rich man's TT.
Chaos. Yeah.
No
What were
one
you saying,
stole that
Maggie? Someone
idea.
tweeted something.
Liberty Media, get back to me on that one.
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say, because it's the 75th anniversary this year, someone had mentioned doing like a retro livery for all the bikes on the grid. I can't remember where I read that, but I was like, that'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
And I can't
would
remember
like
at what
that.
race it was like whoever was tweeting about it.
Hmm.
But I was like, that is the coolest idea ever.
Hmm,
Definitely.
that
But
is
we
sick.
should totally do that.
Yeah. Interlagos would be good.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That is an absolute death trap for bikes, that track, though. Jesus
really
Christ.
twisty as well.
It's, honestly, it's, yeah. Riders do not like riding that track.
Just Nürburgring. You know, if you're saying runoffs
Yeah.
and stuff,
Full
don't matter.
12.9 miles.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
go.
just
Hell
do
yeah.
that. How about just
That'd
the
be
TT? The full.
I was going to say the
you
Isle
know.
of Man would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Can you
Well,
imagine Pedro Acosta going to a Bray Hill?
He wants to do the Isle of Man. He loves the Isle of Man. I don't
He's
know
a
if he wants to do
nutcase.
it. That might be.
No.
But he's
He'll
a big
do
fan
it.
of Michael Dunlop.
Parade lap or something. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't Michael Dunlop one of Pedro's favourite riders?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Whilst talking about road racing, big shit shout. Jesus Christ. This is why I'm not a commentator on live TV.
No.
No, actually, someone needs to pay you to be a live commentator for that exact moment.
God.
I am not bleeping that out.
No, that's fine. Oh dear. But yeah, big shout out to Glenn Irwin for running 11 straight Northwest 200 races.
Up in Northern Ireland.
Unbelievable.
Wild. And John McGuinness
Legend.
for just
John
being,
McGuinness on the podium.
John
30
McGuinness.
years after his last, well, since his debut, sorry, not since
Jeremy
his last.
McWilliams was also on the podium over the
Yeah.
weekend
Yeah, like
too.
60 years old.
on.
Honestly. These
Big
guys
up.
are different gravy.
Yeah.
They really
Did
are.
you see that guy's crash where he ended up in bouncing off
Yes.
someone's car?
Yeah.
Yes,
That was
seen the
wild.
slow-mo and seen the mess he made to that person's car. And now you wonder, like, why is the insurance so high for the Northwest 200? That is why.
Mhm.
That
People
is
being launched
exactly
60 feet in
exactly
the
why.
air and destroying cars.
Yeah.
And walking
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, and just
Yeah,
being like,
walking
nah,
and
no
just doing
sweat.
interviews and stuff after.
Jeez.
Like, yeah, just bounce off someone's Touareg and what? Like,
Might have saved his
Literally.
life, that car. Who knows?
Well, look at
genuinely would have broken his fall.
Davey Todd crashed, and then an hour later he won the race. The
Yeah,
next
literally-
race, but
Yeah, he
won.
literally crashed, went back to the pits, changed his suit, hopped on the super stock, bang, win.
Love
Oh.
to see
Yeah.
it.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's TT in a few weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Let's have a look. 1st of June, so we've got,
That's
what day is
Magello.
it? 13th. It is.
All the same weekend.
Wow.
Wait, is that the second week though?
Well, yeah.
It's
Is
not
that
telling me.
that just the senior superbike race?
Yeah, it's saying
Yeah.
first. There you go, 27th of May. It's saying 1st to the 8th of June, but that doesn't make sense. So 2 weeks tomorrow, as TT starts.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait. I
Michael
love the
Dunlop
TT.
is gonna make history. This
Yeah,
is
25
this
so
is
far.
gonna be the year.
Is this the year?
He's gonna hit 30 wins. Mark my words, 30 wins this year. I'm calling
Do
it.
you think?
Yeah, 30 wins. He'll win 2 Super Sport, Super Stock, the Twins. Not Superbike because he doesn't really do the Superbike.
What's he on? He's only on
everything
25. Only. God.
else. Oh my
Only,
god.
yeah.
He's on 25 at the minute though, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What
he can
does he
win
need?
2 Super Sport.
He needs 27 to beat Joey's record.
Yeah, match it with one more, and then 27 to beat it.
Do you think he's done after that? Do you think he'll keep going?
I think he'll just carry on. If he's taken the record from his uncle and taking a Dunlop name off the top, putting another Dunlop name on there, he's going to want to make sure that record is never beaten, and he will win as many as he can to keep that Dunlop legacy as there as long as possible.
Well, this is the thing. You sort of wonder. Oh, in one mind, I'm like, he'll beat the record and then he'll say, I'm done. Or he's just going to keep going until he can't do it anymore.
He's going to be like John McGuinness and still racing. Because you got to remember, he's, I think on that TT doc the other year on TV, didn't he just say, like, this is all I do is race bikes?
Yeah.
Like, all I care about is riding motorbikes.
Yeah.
Nothing else. He doesn't have a social life, probably doesn't have a family, like a girlfriend as in, like, or kids and all that. He just wants to ride motorbikes. And so he will do this. If he hits 40 TT wins, he hits 40 TT wins, and he'll just keep coming back at the TT every year.
It actually came up on my TikTok earlier, a clip about it. My phone knows it's 2 weeks until the TT.
Yeah.
And it said something similar to that. He said he didn't, not that he didn't care, but he's like, I don't really care much about records. I think obviously with the fact that it's his uncle who holds the record, I think, you know, he must, that holds something to the family name at least. But from what he's basically said, I think he will keep going.
Yeah, he'll, like, genuinely, if he can continue the form he was on last year, 30 wins this year, because he'll win 2 Super Sports, he'll win 2 Twins, he'll win a Stocker, and then maybe even 31.
Who bloody
And he'll
knows?
win Twins, yeah.
I don't know, man. Be nice to see the likes of Davey Todd doing well at the TT
Yeah,
this year.
he was unbelievable in that BMW May had on the Northwest 200.
Exactly.
Absolute rocket. The fight he was having with Glenn Irwin as well.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I'd put money on him to win something this year.
I hope so, because he's superb, isn't he? And yeah, the TT, I mean, may I add as well, there's a guy, I can't remember his name, Loris Makan, I believe his name is. Quickly, I'm terrible at remembering these things. Yeah, Loris, I can't pronounce his surname because he's from Croatia. It's Majcan. He's making his debut at TT this year, and I've spoken to him for years as like a friend of the pod and all that. And it's a bit scary to know that someone I know is doing the TT this year. I hope he does well. He's doing the Super Sport class. And he said, because he's obviously doing preparation and stuff, he took a trip to the Isle of Man recently just to drive around the track and stuff like that and learn it better. But yeah, he said like the preparation for it is mental. Just so much revision, like 4 or 5 hours every night, just learning it. And yeah, and I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
I'm terrified,
Yeah,
but I'm
absolutely.
excited for him. Yeah, but yeah, I'm
Good luck,
buzzing for
Loris.
TT with 2 weeks. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. It's funny because he's said for years he'll put my logo on his bike, and I've never sent him stickers. And now I'm like, God, I could have been at the TT.
Ah,
Get him
hey-ho.
a sticker sent now.
Yeah, literally.
First
I've chatted with
class.
him.
let's go wait at
Take
Liverpool
care of your
docks or something. Wait for him to show up.
Literally. Well, I'm 45 minutes from the dock, so I could just go and wait there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes from Hexham or something. Not Hexham.
Yeah.
Where's the other bit? Heysham.
Yeah, Heysham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just fly over. But yeah, I think that's all we've got time for.
Yeah. How exciting. What a time to be alive.
Honestly, yeah. Buzzing.
Buzzing.
But yeah, thank you for listening to this podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We're back next week talking about Catalonia. Hopefully we've got some more news because Gigi will be sat and his eyebrow will be falling out thinking about who on earth he needs to sign on this Ducati bike for next year.
Oh my god, I thought you just said he's going to be sacked.
I
Is that
thought you
who?
said he's going to be
I
sacked.
was like, he
Sacked.
is Ducati. What do you mean? Gigi
No,
Delaney is about to
sacked.
be sacked.
And his hair and his eyebrow will be falling out, thinking
No
and
chance.
worrying, stressing.
I think he gets more hair on his eyebrows the more like thinking he
agree.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect him for not actually just, sorting out the middle bit. He just keeps it and he goes,
He's got
you know
bigger
what?
things to worry about
I'm
than...
rocking this monobrow.
Yeah. Like,
Not many people could do it, and he does
True.
it well.
He does.
He's got way more to worry about than societal beauty norms, you know what I mean?
That's true. He
Standards
makes his
and that
own
stuff.
beauty norms.
Yeah, he's made...
I mean, he's made the best bike ever
Yes.
in MotoGP history. I think he can rock a monobrow.
He can rock a monobrow anyway because he looks sick.
I named my
Yeah.
cat after him.
Did you?
Yeah,
That's sick.
like
Great.
man's a legend.
He is a legend, genuinely. Like, even before he stepped into MotoGP, what he did with the Aprilia and all that.
Look, if he's
Yeah,
listening,
super
all I'm
bike.
saying, GG, is put Mark on the back next year.
Oh,
That's the thing, though, because it keeps recurring, the Marquez and Red Bull thing, and Marquez and Red Bull will win every single time. So then what do they do?
So.
What do you mean when you say I have things to think about this week after the weekend that's just happened? P13 to P2?
Or DG. Yeah.
Or the fact that Jorge Martin is making a wee boy out of Pecco Bagnaia? Like, in my head, it's Mark.
He's got to think about relinquishing Pecco's contract. That's what he's thinking about.
I actually seen a lot of tweets that was like, what if they demote Pecco to the Pramac bike and just keep Martin and Marquez?
Well, Pramac Yamaha, innit?
Well, no confirmation yet. But Grassini said they're definitely not going to Yamaha, so...
Mm-hmm. And
where do you put Fermin Aldeguer?
Alex Marquez's seat.
Oh, yikes.
Oh,
Frankie? Oh, no, that still doesn't work.
From a decently reliable source that it will be Vinales and Martin at Aprilia next year.
Yeah.
And if Martin can win the championship and bring a number one plate over, big money.
I think that's jammy. To win on a Ducati and bring the number one plate to
yeah, I know, right?
Well,
team.
It's like Tommy Bridewell taking the whole number one plate to Honda,
Honda,
Chase Sexton taking the number one to KTM.
Yike.
But Jet Lawrence won that one from him. Jet Lawrence, may I add, finally at the end of this podcast, to win the outdoors last year in motocross and win 22 of 22 races as a rookie in his debut, and then go win the Supercross this year against a stacked field. The kid is absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, I wanted to add that one as well. Unbelievable talent, Jet Lawrence.
Sick stuff.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
And he's on a Honda, so even more impressive.
Well, there you go, folks.
Honda can win something. Incredible. But yeah, I think that's all we've got time for.
I'd say so. We said that 5 minutes ago, but here we are.
We did, but we like talking about racing, so it's fine.
It's true. It's true.
Yep. So thank you for listening, and we'll be back next time. Goodbye.
Bye.